Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, Sim Football Critic, and let's get right into it. So first, guys, I got to point out a couple negatives. I don't know how negative it is because we still won the game, but I got to point out something that concerns me, and that's the fact that, the Jets drive right down the field very quickly on the first possession. They had a couple of, possessions back to back where they drove right down the field. They get in field goal range and, they just drive right down the field on us. And it still shows me that right now we're still a developing defense, which I understand. But at the same time, even though I understand it, you still got to be concerned about it. We got to tighten that up. We got to find a way to tighten that up. Of course, we're just right now, here in week 5, we're going into week 6 or whatever. So there's still time for guys to come together and gel and things like that. I'm sure we have opportunity to improve. But that's something that you definitely have to be concerned with. Think about when we play some of the more high-powered offenses. We got New England coming in. We got teams like that we're going to definitely have to deal with. Even a team like the Cowboys. So it just definitely concerns me, man, seeing how we are allowing guys to drive down the field quickly. It's sort of the bend but don't break mentality once again. So we'll see how that transpires. All right, and let's talk about some positive. Sammy Coates. This guy clearly is becoming one of Ben's favorite targets as far as the deep ball. He's definitely the deep threat. We clearly see that. How many games already in this season have we seen that Ben just launches it and Sammy Coates is able to beat the coverage, great speed, big body, goes up, gets the ball. Now, I have to knock Sammy Coates a little bit because I see here in my notes he had 5 drops. 5 drops, and some of them were clear drops. 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken, were touchdowns. Can't be doing that. We need him to catch the ball. Number 1, you need to catch wide open catches and passes that hit you right in the hand. Number 2, I need him to win more of those combat catches. Because there were a couple in that game where, the defense was there, but he clearly got his hands on the ball. Like my old coach used to say, he got his mitts on the ball. You got to come up with the catch. Great receivers, or good receivers, make that catch more than they don't make the catch. So that's the only knock I got on Sammy Coates. But like I said, he redeemed himself very well, putting up great numbers. You guys will see all of the stats and things of that nature down at the bottom. Keep an eye on the ticker. I'll run the stats for you guys so you can see some of the stats that, that stood out in the game. But Sammy Coates did a great job. His first 100-yard game. Happy for him. And like I said, he's becoming an interesting threat. It'll be very interesting to see what's going to happen come next year. Martavis Bryant is still under contract. That'll be his final season. So it'll be very interesting to see how, the pecking order will go. Considering that we'll have a Sammy Coates. Eli Rogers will probably be back as well. Of course, AB, Martavis Bryant. And then it's interesting to see what may happen with Marcus Wheaton. I believe this is Marcus Wheaton's last year. So we'll see how that transpires. So something to keep an eye on. But anyway, at any rate, Sammy Coates is looking like a valuable pick. Very glad that he's getting into the fold, and I'm very glad that he's being very productive. Love to see that. All right, pass defense, man. I already talked about that. It still gives up a little too much yards for my taste. Excuse me, guys. A little too much for my liking. It is what it is, but I did cover that already, so I apologize, guys. I'm just looking at my notes here. Chickillo showing signs, man. Anthony Chickillo, you guys know I've been campaigning for this guy for quite a while. He is showing signs. He gets his first sack. Happy to see that, but I've been saying it. Have I not been saying Anthony Chickillo is a guy that gets decent pressure on the edge. What he just needs to learn how to do more is squeeze that pocket. He loops around a lot, so tackles are able to just push him to the outside. But now he needs to find a technique and learn how to squeeze that pocket a little more, round his pass rush a little bit and don't make it so wide. And I think he's going to be a very, very key component for us, the rest of the season, because I like what he brings to the table in terms of pass rush. Young guy as well, big guy. Keep an eye on Anthony Chickillo. Offensive play calling, to me, seems a little conservative at times. Now, I made this note, and while I was watching the game. I will say this. I have to applaud Todd Haley or Ben, whoever was responsible for it in the end of the game. We're still passing the ball. I remember it was like 2 minutes left in the game, and we still passing. We still trying to get into the end zone, which I know they're trying to get that 30-point per game mark. I'm happy to see that. And the reason why I say that is I hate when we go so conservative and we allow teams to get stops and allow them to get back in the game. That's one thing you can always give a credit to a team like New England. When New England goes up, they go up. They don't let up. They don't let their foot off the gas. They try to make sure that they win that ball game by continuing to score, because anything can happen. And it was a bit conservative for us early on in the game, even through the half and even into the third quarter. And then we started picking it up. So I was happy to see late in the fourth quarter, we're still attacking, still passing. That's what I want to see. If we're supposed to be such an explosive offense, then that's what we need to be doing all the time, is putting up those points and burying people when we have a lead. Because that's what we need to try to shoot for with that dynamic offense that we have. All right. Jarvis Jones. Jarvis Jones, man, this is interesting. He doesn't have the sacks, but he's making plays, man. Like you saw, it was 2 consecutive plays where he caused the punt, a pass deflection, and then there was one nice screen play that he sniffed out, made a nice tackle there. I'm seeing Jarvis Jones play better football. Like I said, sack man Jones is not happening. We're not seeing the sacks, but he's playing better football. So it's also going to be an interesting thing to see come the end of the season, how he finishes up, what will we do? What will we do? I know we didn't pick up his 5th-year option, which usually indicates that we may let him go, but we need linebackers. So it's going to be interesting, man, based on how he plays, whether or not the Steelers re-sign him or what have you. He hasn't really been what we thought he was going to be as far as being drafted and being with us for 4 years now. This is his 4th year. Be very interesting to see what's going to happen. But he is playing better football. He's active. He's around the ball, making tackles. I really appreciate that. Now, Jesse James, man. Jesse James didn't do too much in the game. But if you look at key situations, is he not looking like Heath Miller in the passing game? Maybe not blocking and things like that, because nobody can replace the great Heath Miller. Nobody can replace Heath Miller. Even the crowd is still saying Heath every time Jesse catches it as an ode to Heath Miller. But is he not performing like Heath Miller in key situations? Coming open, third down situations. Ben is looking for him. He's a big target, and he's making catches. This guy is definitely coming along. I love what I see out of Jesse James. I think he has a bright future with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Would love to keep him long term, because that's what I see in him. Believe it or not, I see somebody who can be an outstanding contributor for us for years to come. Keep an eye on Jesse James. All right, now, offensively, let's get back to that. We played fairly well. Fairly well. Outside of the fact that I felt like we were going conservative a little bit, we played fairly well in the second half. And it's funny because I was watching the game with my father-in-law, and he was basically saying, man, maybe, we usually are a pretty good second half team, because that first half was a little sketchy. And darn if we didn't come out in the second half and perform very well. Offensively, we did a great job. You just look at the stats. Like I said, check out the stats there in the ticker with things that I can remember. Like I said, Sammy Coates, over 100 yards. I believe he had about 6 catches. Le'Veon Bell, 9 catches for 88 yards. Come on. When your running back is one of the leaders in receptions and yards, come on now. AB, he gets his, he gets his touchdowns, which, AB is going to do that. Yards is not really that much, but who cares? He's scoring touchdowns. AB is AB, and we understand that defenses rather, try to plan around him. Well, Le'Veon Bell and Sammy Coates is starting to put a lot of pressure on these defenses, because now, who do you check? Like I said, this man had 9 catches for 88 yards, rushed for, I want to say 66 yards, something like that. But just, total yards contributor, man. Le'Veon Bell is a difference maker. He puts so much pressure on defenses. You clearly see it. Love D'Angelo Williams, of course. But Lev Bell is the guy. He is the guy. So as long as we all stay healthy, I say we all. But if the whole team stays healthy as far as offensively, relatively healthy as far as skill positions and things like that, I think we're going to be okay against anybody. Only thing that concerns me, guys, is the defense. What will the defense do? That's my only concern. Now, a couple things I want to mention real quick. Of course, Big Ben with the 4 touchdowns. I mean, Big Ben is Big Ben. I mean, this is what I expect from this guy. You know, this is what we expect. Ben is going to be Ben, and he's just phenomenal. You know, he is phenomenal. You know, no interceptions this week. He did lose a fumble. That wasn't his fault. But Ben is playing very good football right now, leading the league in touchdowns. So great to see that. You know, it's Big Ben. What else would you expect? But the last couple things I'm going to mention, guys, is here's one important thing that I liked about that Jets game. We didn't lose the game. Now, some people would say, obviously, that's something not, to like, that we didn't lose. But what I'm saying is, in recent years, the Steelers have played down to their competition. Or, they just seem to lose to teams that they're not supposed to lose to. Y'all remember when the 0-4 or the 1-4 Bucks, I can't remember their actual record at the time, but remember when they came into Heinz Field and won? Remember when the Jets were doing bad? And we go out there and the Michael Vick-led Jets beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. You see what I'm saying? Those are games, and these are the type of games that we have lost in years past. And I see that we took care of business, right? So now we got to do the same thing in Miami. This is another one. It's another test, because Miami, again, is one of those games. Team not playing that well. We mess around and go ahead down there and drop the ball. Can't have that. We need to keep winning these games. And these AFC games are very important. It's definitely going to mean something come playoff time. Great to see, I might add this, that the Baltimore Ravens actually lost to the Redskins, because the way Baltimore is looking, I'm not sure how much how much competition they've had so far, but it looks like it's probably going to be the Ravens and the Steelers in the end. You never know. We could end up with the same record, and that's going to make a difference. Granted, as long as we take care of our business, if we at least split with them, it could come down to tiebreakers, and that, could very well be the reason why we get into the playoffs, or win the division rather, because of the teams that we beat versus teams that they may lose to. But what I would like for us to do is get a little payback this year, beat the Ravens twice, and that takes care of that. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I got for you. Like I said, let's go down to Miami. We can't have any let-ups, guys, and hopefully we take care of business. All right, so that's going to do it for this particular episode, guys. Definitely leave your thoughts, leave your comments. I always want to hear what you guys have to say. I always want to hear how you feel about certain players. Oh, let me address this. Injuries. We still got a lot of injuries, guys. I'm not sure if I'm going to put them here in the ticker today, but I think most of us already know. Certain guys that are out, maybe Ryan Shazier comes back. I don't know. They're saying that he's trying to get back. I would say, possibly hold him out until New England, or, Vince Williams is playing out of his mind, so he's holding us down for a while. Get him rested up. It's going to be interesting to see what we do with the IR situation. We got Bud Dupree to make a decision on. Senquez Golson. How long are these guys? Which one of these guys are going to come back? Who's going to actually play this year? That's going to make, that's going to be pretty much left to be determined at this point, because we're really not sure. And also, guys like Ladarius Green, is he going to get on the field? Will we get Eli Rogers back? Which I believe with a turf toe, he'll probably come back sooner than later. But it's a lot of questions to be answered. Justin Gilbert, they say his knee is not that banged up. But, when will he be able to get back in the fold? Because he's learning again. You see what I'm saying? Because we still need some help in the secondary. And Robert Golden, hopefully he'll be back relatively soon. Dangerfield's not playing too bad, though. But we'll see. We still got a lot of questions to answer, guys. We still got to get some guys back, even on the offensive line. Let me shout this out. Hubbard played pretty well. Chris Hubbard played pretty daggone well in that game. We still are not giving up sacks, guys. I don't remember if Ben got sacked in the game. I don't think he did. I know he got that, the fumble. He lost the fumble there. But the pressure is really not getting to us. You know what I mean? Like, the offensive line as a whole is doing a pretty good job. Gotta applaud that effort, because we're kind of mix and matching here and there. We pretty much have most of the starters and one guy's filling in. but that can make all the difference in the world. So I got to applaud the offensive line as well. All right, so that's all I got, guys. Again, leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Here we go, Steelers. Let me know what you think, and stay tuned for a few short messages. Peace.
Hold up. Wait. Before you go, hit that sub box. Make sure you subscribe. Come back around for more content. And don't forget to leave your thoughts, leave your comments, and I promise it'll never hurt you to hit that like button. Another announcement real quick, guys. Sim Standard Radio has now moved here to YouTube via Google Hangout. Come check us out right here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. All right, that's all I got for you. Okay, bye. Go ahead. Get out of here.